I'm forever chasing that moment because you can't really bottle it. It's ineffable. It's difficult to explain. One of the things I live for more than any other is the fabled aha moment. It's the moments where you're not consciously using your rational brain in order to come up with a solution. And in fact, it's often the exercising of that rational, logistical part of your mind which prevents you from coming towards a solution. Now, that might sound contrary to belief, but I wanted to share with you this morning how you can begin to exercise more divine intervention, more divine inspiration by not consciously trying to solve the problem yourself through your, again, more analytical part of your mind. So let me give you a little bit more context to where this is more important. You might have big aspirations for your lives, or you're in a bit of a rut at the moment, maybe determining what you're supposed to do for your business pursuits or how you can acquire more money, a side business, things like that. And I'm not naive to these challenges, as we young, well, not always young, but us masculine men trying to aspire to create more value in our lives, either through our finances, spirituality, fitness, relationships, etc. And this can lead us to looking in various different areas to trying to attribute more value to our lives. And often we can get what I like to call choice paralysis. There seem to be so many avenues nowadays to go down, to commit to, which can hopefully be fruitful, but we can often be dissuaded by the number of choices, especially when you take something as you know something that takes a lot of investment, like a side business. And there's so many different avenues that you can go down to start creating wealth creation in your life. Now, in order to come up with a solution to that particular problem, the method you want to be using, and what I have found most effective in my life, is to read as much as you can about the different subject areas, just on a kind of surface level phenomenon. Don't go too deep into the minutiae details around, what you're supposed to be doing to create that value, but instead have a surface level understanding of all the different options that are out there. And then you want to take the very intuitive approach of shutting down that analytical process in your mind by engaging in physical activities that quieten this aspect. And this is often found in taking walks, even having a shower, and essentially doing tasks that don't require a lot of analytical input. Now, this might sound counterproductive, something like if you're working on a big problem at work, going for a walk, going and doing some exercise, taking a shower. But in actual fact, what happens is that you're quieting that analytical part of your brain down to such an extent that it's no longer processing those large amounts of information and can work in the background. Essentially, you're giving it an opportunity to rest and start to piece together behind the curtain of your daily experience the solution to your particular problem. And this is where genuine intuition, genuine divine inspiration comes from. You'll start to notice, as I have noticed, let's say the last year or two, that the aha moments, the moments in your life that you begin to piece together two pieces or three pieces of information that then create the bedrock for your future foundation in your relationships, in your financial pursuits, in your fitness pursuits, come when you're not consciously thinking about how to solve the problem. I hope I'm making sense here. So the best thing for you, again, contrary to what you feel is going to be most conducive to solving that problem, is to take a break. In fact, most of the most profound and visionary thinkers in history, such as Da Vinci, and I even believe Einstein, but don't quote me directly on that, often found that their moments of inspiration through some of their revolutionary inventions came when they were not consciously thinking about the problem in front of them, but instead where they allowed that analytical processing part to rest, quieten, and better engage themselves in the physical body rather than being stagnant still and trying to work this muscle here. In fact, napping is another one. A lot of, I believe I want to say Mozart and some of the other, especially musical thinkers, whenever they were trying to pass out their next particular piece of music piece, they would take intermittent naps to again quieten down that process and allowing the true intuition, or the divine mind, to start to piece together some of the parts that they couldn't otherwise do when they were trying to force things. So there has to be a genuine point of surrender from your perspective. And it takes a while to exercise this because you feel that you can solve the problem yourself and you don't want to surrender control over the outcome to an external force. It works in contrary to the belief of how you believe that you'll come about the problem. But if there's anything I can encourage you to do, my friends, on the premise of this video, is that if you're working on something that you're having problems with, yes, absorb as much information as you can consciously, but then pause, take a nap, go for a long 30-minute walk, do some exercise, and just quieten down that analytical process and allow the genuine intuition, divine inspiration to come to you, and it will be, I'm forever chasing that moment, because you can't really bottle it. It's ineffable. It's difficult to explain. But that when you pass those things together, you can leapfrog 6 months of trying to solve one particular problem in, one day of just taking it easy, coming off the accelerator and just allowing things to work out more organically. So brothers, this was a little bit of a different video, but I really believe it's going to be so conducive to your growth in whatever you're doing. I had to share it with you. Very, very simple advice, very, very actionable advice, and hopefully advice that's a little bit more inviting, a little bit more palatable, a little bit more pragmatic. So I invite you to today, take a walk, take a 30-minute walk, and allow the mystery, the ineffable divine to solve your problems for you. So if you subscribe to that, my friends, you can subscribe to me, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Take care.